We're cleaning the head gasket off, the old one, and the reason for that, there was a bad valve, or it wasn't really a bad valve, it wasn't closing. So I took off the head on this inline 6 and then found the sticky valve, freed it up, cleaned up the whole head. It seems like it's working fine, so we're gonna put everything back together and hope that was the problem and hope this thing runs, because we're trying to get on the road for Suze over here. So Operation Suze.
I got the best boyfriend ever.
But right now I'm cleaning off the old gasket with this dude. Gonna clean it up some more after that, and then we're gonna start laying down the gasket and put all the parts back. Probably a total of 2 hours so far, or maybe like an hour. We're just scraping old gaskets.
Other side of the motor.
And don't worry, we're gonna clean out everything. I know I should have each hole covered, but I'm gonna do a pretty damn good job at cleaning this up.
Crazy. And then the inside of the Mustang. It's pretty good. Probably not gonna have back seats, we'll see, but the floor mats also cover a little bit of rust, but besides that, she's beautiful.
So now that we got most of the debris out of here, we're gonna get some rubbing alcohol and rub the head surface, make sure we get all the contaminant and grease off this before we lay down our gasket.
Alcohol
On the head cylinder.
Get rid of that grease.
As you can tell, we care about it, but this ain't no $20,000 engine build, but you gotta treat it like it is. At least do the minimum. So we got here our Felpro Permatorque head gasket. It was about a $32 unit. It's pretty cool though. It's like really sticky, and it has like this permanent red like sealant type stuff on there already. It says not to use no sealant, and you can't retorque it. So it's a one-time use deal. And I've never really heard of people putting sealant on head gaskets. That's kind of scary if you do. So yeah, everything is clean. We're gonna put this thing on there, retorque the head in 3 sequences, probably like 50 foot-pounds, 60 foot-pounds, and then final 70 or 75 foot-pounds of torque. We're just gonna lay this flat for right now. And then I'm gonna go grab the head cylinder. And this part's going to be a little tricky because there's no like cylinder head dowels that kind of line up the head like most motors have. So we're going to have to do our best on placing it perfectly on there, and then put all the bolts that will align everything. The bolts have like this step in it at the top right here, and that kind of acts as the dowel that would have been there. But I kind of like it when it's like permanent, built onto the block. It's whatever. Ooh. Like I said, those dowels not being in there freaking sucks, dude. You have to like line up. I don't even want to explain it. We're getting there though. I just have to put in the rest of these bolts. I think there's like 14 of them total. I got the 2 front in here. So as I go down, I'm going to flash a light in there and make sure the gasket and everything is lined up before I just start sending it. Alright, so that one looks good. Should also wipe the threads off a bit. Nothing dirty. You really don't want to cross thread one of these. Like that. And it should go in really nice by finger. You shouldn't have to force any of this stuff. So that one feels good. Now go to this one. Flash some light. Bueno. Making sure they all have an even feel, and then we'll use the torque wrench after to torque them all to the right spec and without warping the head. So So you have to do it like in a certain sequence. You don't want to just go from the front to the back, because then you're gonna have really tight back here, and then back here is gonna be really loose, and you might kind of like banana the thing, whether you believe it happens or not, but it does. So make sure you kind of like do it like in a crisscross pattern if you can, you know, like kind of disperse all the torque. Shout out to the good people at Precise Built. They sent me this torque wrench last year sometime, part number 2796. I use it on almost all of my builds. Gets the job done, and I've never had a problem. So check out their Instagram. They do a bunch of testing. They're not afraid to show their numbers and what this product does. That's what I like about them. All right, so since this is a 3/8 drive, I can't find my 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter. I usually use that when I need to do like a bigger job or something. But since I can't find that right now, I'm gonna use my classy, basically an antique Sears torque wrench. This thing works. I've tested it. I've torqued things to spec and then tested it with modern torque wrench, and it's on the dot. So it's pretty cool how it works. You torque it, and this rod right here ends up moving to where it needs to be. So that's kind of how you figure it out. That's how they used to do it. All right, first we'll probably go to like, just start with maybe 30 pounds. Or we'll go to 40 because it's an easier number to get to. Bam, we'll call that 40 right now. We'll hit the centers. 40. We'll come out here. This doesn't have a ratchet drive, so I kind of have to place it in certain angles to make it fit where I need it to be. 40. 40. Then we'll come down to these two. So I did the two centers, skipped these, did these, and I'm doing the same for that end over there. And then after that, I'll do the ones that I didn't do, all at the same torque spec, and that should give it a nice even torque. We're gonna do the same sequence, but probably step it up to like 60 foot-pounds this time, and then after that we'll hit 75, close to 80. 60. Hit 80 and call that set. Right on the dot. I want to be a little bit more precise with these. Nice. Got all of them torqued down to 80. Next step is to put the valve train back on, well, the roller rockers and push rods. After that, put the exhaust manifold, carburetor, other little things, and fire it up. But let's get started with those roller rockers, or push rods and rockers. Alright, so here I got my push rods, same order they came out. Just drop them in there.
They have to be the same order they came out.
It's always smarter too.
So take them out in the order.
Take them out and put them back in the same order. And make sure they're seated in the little lifter seat. See, that one's definitely not in there, so boom, there it is. Say hi to Irie, everybody. So here's the rockers, and these little things are what push the rocker, or the push rods push up on this and move the rocker, which the rocker moves the valve stem, springs, and all that. So put this back on here. Make sure everything's lined up the best you can as of now. You really want to make sure everything's good once you start torquing those main bolts down. And the only one I'm gonna have to adjust most likely is the valve I fixed, because I moved that rocker around a little bit, but everything else is still in the same adjustment. All I did was loosen the top bolts and everything came out, which makes this really easy to work on. Actually, one of the easiest motors I ever worked on. This little guy here to torque these down snug, so we're not actually torquing them to any torque spec yet, just a nice little snug. Good.
And he skipped the second one.
Yeah. We're gonna do the two middles. We're watching this surface right here. That's where they mate, and we're just watching that to the point they meet, and then we move on to the next one. Alright, now we gotta figure out the torque spec for that, because I don't know, and set it at the torque spec. Alright, now I get to use my precise built torque wrench. Alright, these top ones go to 35 foot-pounds, so I'll start with like 20 pounds and then move up to the 35. That click is what lets you know. Cool. Now we go up to 35.
Beautiful.
That should be good. Almost there, buddy.
Buddy.
Buddy. Action. Now we gotta bolt down the exhaust manifold.
I don't know. I sense sarcasm.
Gotta go get some of my tri-pack super lubricant. Tri-pack super lubricants. LDL, all-purpose penetrant. Not joking though, this stuff actually really works great. Shout out to tri-pack.
Literally uses it for everything. Almost out. You're out of one can already, right?
Yeah, this is my last one for this one actually.
Rough.
So for every exhaust manifold bolt, we're just gonna spray a little bit of some on there. And that goes a long way, believe me. We'll do that for every bolt. Alright, we're slowly working this manifold back on here. Bolt by bolt, bit by bit. We're gonna get there. And oh no, I didn't know how to finish it.
I was like, y'all gonna be upside down right now.
Fortunately, it's getting pretty dark. But fortunately, this brand called Gia, I think it's pronounced Gia. It's G-J-I-A, so I'm assuming. they sent me this 18,000 lumen LED light, workshop light. So you're about to see. We basically have an artificial sun here. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, like still.
All right, we're back in action. And those that are interested, here's their website. I'll have the link in the description, but it was like $100 light. They hooked it up, so thank you. I really appreciate it.
It literally has like this cool little hook over here. You can hook it like on anything and you can hold it. It's super cool.
All right, now that we can see, could finish up tightening this exhaust manifold. Susan's going at it at the thermostat gasket, cleaning it up. Got the carburetor on there, valve cover, fuel line connected. This thing is almost ready. As soon as she's done, we're gonna throw that back on there and start it up. All right, thermostat's cleaned up over there as well. Oh crap.
What?
I forgot to put some sealant on here. Nice thin, even spread. This part right here is getting cut off because it's useless on this car. I don't know why it's there. Plug the spark plug wires back in. Made it easy, and I marked them all 1 through 6. So just gotta look for the numbers. 4. And if you didn't do this part, numbering your plug wires, there's diagrams all over the internet that show you where they should go. Oil sensor. All right, we don't have any coolant in the motor right now since we put some sealant on the thermostat gasket. Want to sit that overnight because it will leak, but we're gonna start it without it just for a few minutes, well less than that, and the motor should be fine as long as it doesn't get to complete operating temperature. So wish us luck.
No, yeah, she definitely just cold. Go, baby! Oh, yeah. UFO built code does it.
Start it up. All right, let's go for this test drive. We're on the road. Something's definitely loose up front, but we'll still send it.
Classic.
There's another one. Just wait till my car's on the road. So crazy. After 15 plus years. If you made it this far, drop a comment and type down Ford. I'm really curious if some of you watch this far, so let me know with that comment. And if you're new to the channel, and if you have been supporting us, thank you. But if you're new, like, share, subscribe, any of those will do. But thank you, I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more car related videos, because I have the cars to do it. I've just been caught up in the go-kart stuff, so let me know.